Poco runs in with chosen fielders lurking all around looking for an opportunity. Oh, that's a fiery bouncer there from the bowler who is making it hostile. There is surely some venom thrown up from this pitch as well. How is the batsman dealing with this stuff and making it look so easy?
मूर्ति फाइंडिंग्स
लगता है ऐसा विनेगर ज्यादा हो गया.
इज दिस अ हॉट एयर?
सर
Poco C31 ये फोन सिर्फ लैब टेस्टेड नहीं लाइफ टेस्टेड है. Poco C31 टेस्टेड फॉर लाइफ.
व्हाट नेक्स्ट?
सर लंच ब्रेक.
What are the targets for Diwali? Are you prepared? See, last year was not so good. So here I'd like to present a graph that shows the signs. But
प्लेलिस्ट किसका है?
श्रीवास्तव जी का सर.
वेरी नाइस.
थैंक यू सर.
Poco C31 ये फोन सिर्फ लैब टेस्टेड नहीं लाइफ टेस्टेड है. Poco C31 टेस्टेड फॉर लाइफ.
प्लेलिस्ट चेक कर दिया सर.
वेरी गुड.
It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job. Wanna step into the party and job. It's just another fact of life for me, really. People wanna step into the party and job.
What? Switch now. Guys, I'm in.
Sir. 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 Sir.
No, not now. The stunning new Poco F3 GT. Switch it up.
bowler runs in with close-in fielders lurking all around looking for an opportunity. Oh, that's a fiery bouncer there from the bowler who is making it hostile. There is surely some venom thrown up from this pitch as well. How is the batsman dealing with this stuff and making it look so easy?
मूर्ति फाइंडिंग्स
लगता है ऐसा विनेगर ज्यादा हो गया.
इज दिस अ होटल
सर
Poco C31 ये फोन सिर्फ लैब टेस्टेड नहीं लाइफ टेस्टेड है. Poco C31 टेस्टेड फॉर लाइफ.
व्हाट नेक्स्ट
सर हैंड्स फ्री.
Hi everyone. And considering that this is the very first time we are meeting this year, I, on behalf of the entire Poco team, would like to wish you a great 2022. We sincerely hope that you guys are keeping well and staying safe and vaccinated. We've really missed you. But before I get started with the launch today, let's address the elephant in the room. How do you like this new look? You know, considering that it was a new year, we've not met for a very long time, we thought we'd try something new. You know, a new year, new look kind of a thing. When we arrived at this, we thought we should call this something as well. The Poco marketing team, which is awesome by the way, went out and they've spent almost about 8 to 9 days thinking of the name for this launch. I was told that this couldn't be done on Zoom calls and it had to be done in gaming sessions. So they've done a lot of gaming. And then after about 8-9 days, they came back and said we couldn't really think of a name, but we know what not to call it. So here we are at Not a Metaverse launch. Now it's been a few months since we last met. Actually, the last launch was in September, and we've done a lot of things in that meantime. But most importantly, we were taking all your feedback and incorporating into this awesome lineup that we've got for this year. And of course, we had to add a little Poco masala to it. And we think we've got something incredible for you for this entire year. But before we get to 2022, let's also look back at how Poco did in 2021. Let's cue the video. We know that only a Poco can beat a Poco. Introducing #Proformance, the Poco X3 Pro. As you can see, we're continuing the legacy of the M3 by delivering absolutely killer looks. We have today the Poco F3 GT.
Poco C31 ये फोन सिर्फ लैब टेस्टेड नहीं लाइफ टेस्टेड है.
So there you have it. 2021 for Poco was an absolute mad year. Not only did we achieve amazing feats in terms of sales, we were, of course, one of the fastest growing brands. We were number 3 in online. All that for such a small team is absolutely incredible. And I don't think this could have been possible without your love and support. But all of those numbers are less important to us than how much you guys loved the Poco X3 Pro and the F3 GT. They were crowd favorites. Everyone who's got a X3 Pro or a F3 GT has absolutely loved the device. And it's not just you guys, but a lot of media guys also love this, looking at the awards that we've received for these two devices. Now, these amazing devices, all the love that you guys have given us has led to this really exciting number. I'm really happy to share that Poco has shipped more than 12 million phones since we've gone independent. That's 1.2 crore phones in the hands of Indians from such a small team. It's absolutely incredible, and I'd like to thank all of you guys for your support. Now, while a lot of things have changed, one thing that hasn't changed in Poco is our lean, mean portfolio. We continue to give amazing products, but not too many of them. We do not believe in flooding the market, and hence you've only had the F series, the X series, the M series, and C series for the last 2 years. In fact, the last 2 years, we've just launched 5 phones every year, which is absolutely incredible if you look at what we've been able to achieve, which is 12 million phones with less. So in a way, less is more when it comes to Poco. Now, technology has come a long way. In fact, right now, everyone seems to be in their verses. Whether you have a multiverse or a metaverse. So at Poco, let me introduce you to our version of the verse. Of course, it has to be the Madverse. Now, this Madverse is made out of 3 key components. First one is technology that matters. Now, at Poco, you know that we care about tech. We continue to push it further. And that brings me to the next one, ever evolving. We continue to change. We continue to keep up with your demands as well as the best we can do for every product. And the third one, which is my personal favorite, is democratizing decision making. All the decisions that we do at Poco, all the products that we bring are all a factor of what you guys tell us. Now, coming to Poco Community, we launched Poco Community as a closed invite-only beta last year. We had thousands of applications, and from those thousands of applications, we had 300 founding members. Now, these founders have been hard at work over the last few months, checking each and every part of the forum. They've helped us shape what the Poco community is now, and we finally went live and open on Poco's second birthday, which was on 4th of February. If you haven't checked it out yet, I'd urge you to go to Poco Community and check out all the information about new products, tips and tricks, any help that you need from the super knowledgeable community or the founders. We are all there as well. And of course, we will be giving all new information and product leaks on the Poco community first. So I hope to see you there. Hope we get to discuss greater things as we go along this year. Now, this year, we will also be looking at our phones closely. Our Poco phones have always stood for amazing performance. And I don't think we're going to change that for 2022 either. But there are a couple of other things that we're looking at focusing, namely 3 more things. The first one is we are going to be focusing on camera localization. What does that mean? See, Indians have a very different preference in terms of how their smartphone cameras should be taking pictures. And we are going to do exactly that in our local labs. We're looking at skin tone mapping, color reproduction, exposure values, all of that while constantly taking feedback from the Poco community to give you even better cameras this year. But cameras aren't the only thing that we're going to be focusing on. Second one being network technology. Now, 5G being just around the corner, hopefully, we are looking at providing you options in the portfolio which give you a right balance of 5G and 4G devices. I'm sure you're going to love both. And that brings me to the third one. Over the last few years, especially with the pandemic, the lockdown, one thing that's really skyrocketed is media consumption. All of us end up spending hours and hours watching videos, whether it's short form videos or OTT content on our own personal devices, which are phones. And we think that we need to focus on giving you an even superior experience than the last few years. And multimedia is one place that you would see Poco devices excel even further this year. So from all possible perspectives, from all possible angles, we have planned an incredible 2022 from the House of Poco for all of you guys. You can expect everything you need and a lot more. And that excitement starts now. Introducing the Poco M4 Pro 5G. And to talk to you about the blazing performance on the Poco M4 Pro 5G, here's Raghav.
Thank you, Anuj. Hello, everyone, and wishing you and your family members a very, very happy 2022. I am very excited today to be introducing Poco's first product of the year, the revolutionary new Poco M4 Pro 5G. to tell you how this device could actually help you step up your game this year. Stepping up your game means stepping up your performance, and Poco has always been synonymous with great performance across segments. The M series has been a crowd favorite among Poco fans. We've sold more than 4 million devices in less than 2 years, and today, the Poco M4 Pro 5G is here to carry this legacy forward and to truly show us how to step things up. As you guys already know, we at Poco do not believe that the performance of a phone is solely dependent on the processor alone. We strongly believe that to get great performance out of a phone, the processor, RAM, and ROM need to come together seamlessly and harmoniously to give you a smooth, fast, and fluid experience, just like you find on Poco devices. We call this coming together the performance trinity. And we at Poco have always maintained a laser-sharp focus on this particular aspect. The first component of the performance trinity is the processor. The Poco M4 Pro 5G is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 810 processor. This chipset has revolutionized this segment with its flagship-level technology. The Dimensity 810 chipset is built on the 6nm platform, which until last year was available only on the highest end of chipsets. Adding the 6nm platform to the Poco M4 Pro 5G was a no-brainer for us because we know that our consumers and the M series consumers specifically always like to be a cut above the rest and always like to step things up, especially when it comes to performance. Compared with the 7nm process on the Poco M3 Pro 5G, which in itself was quite a competent performer, the 6nm Dimensity 810 is way more advanced. With greater transistor density, this translates to lower power consumption while at the same time giving you a more well-rounded and more powerful performance curve that results in more than 16% increase on sheer performance level. The chipset comes with 2 Cortex A76 cores clocked at 2.4 GHz and 6 Cortex A55 cores clocked at 2 GHz, all to give you that raw performance that you really love. It also comes with the Mali G57 GPU to help you have that smooth, lag-free gaming experience and so that you all can shoot, edit and export those really cool Instagram reels and YouTube shots that we all love and enjoy. And all of this while being on the move. The next component of the performance trinity is the ROM or storage. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with UFS 2.2. It also has write booster technology that provides sequential read speeds of up to 860 Mbps, which means it's about 139% faster than UFS 2.1. What this translates to in the real world is that your most important data is accessed in a flash. Your favorite apps are loaded super fast, and your favorite games run smooth, lag-free, and buttery. The Poco M4 Pro 5G also comes with up to 128 GB of onboard storage, which is also expandable up to a whopping 1 terabyte. This means you can store up to 500 movies, up to 250,000 of your favorite songs, and up to 500,000 of your favorite and most memorable images. This is truly a great step up in ROM performance. And now, getting to the last component of the performance trinity is the RAM. There's a saying somewhere out there that with great RAM comes great multitasking. And with the Poco M4 Pro 5G, we give you 3 variants of RAM to choose from: 4GB, 6GB, and 8GB options. And to step things up on the RAM front, we're introducing for the first time ever on a Poco device what we're calling Turbo RAM. This feature lets you get more out of your phone. Who wouldn't want that, right? Essentially, what happens is that this feature increases your RAM capacity by smartly allocating space on your internal storage and giving it a RAM boost. This innovative feature offers many benefits to the end users. More RAM also means that those cool Instagram reels and those funky YouTube shorts get edited, processed, and exported really fast. In smartphones without the Turbo RAM feature, once the RAM capacity is utilized to its maximum, and you try and open new apps, the system starts a memory optimization process. This process ends all your oldest opened apps to make way for the newer apps. So if you want to suddenly access those older apps, those apps end up restarting instead of taking off from where you left off last time. With Turbo RAM, that is no more a problem. The system automatically increases the capacity of the RAM by allocating more space on your storage. This means more of your apps can stay open and easily accessible while you're in a session. And that completes the performance trinity. And now you know how the RAM, ROM and processor come together to truly step up your game. The Poco M4 Pro 5G is a 5G device. No point for guessing that. 5G connectivity is all set to revolutionize the way we interact with the world, from the way we work, to the way we communicate with our loved ones, to the way we create content, and even with the way we game. 5G connectivity is all set to revolutionize all aspects of our lives. And the Poco M4 Pro 5G is here to help you step up your game to be prepared for that 5G future you've all been craving for. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with dual SIM 5G support, which means both the SIM slots on the phone are 5G capable and 5G ready. Usually, the modem is a separate component on the chipset, but on the Poco M4 Pro 5G, we've integrated the modem along with your main processing unit, which is your CPU, GPU, AI processor, and even your ISP. All to give you a very power-efficient unit as compared to the standalone modems. And as an end user, this directly translates into greater battery health and gives your device a long lifespan. If that's not good news, I don't know what is. 5G trials are around the corner, and soon there is going to be nationwide rollouts for you all to enjoy 5G connectivity. And the Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with 7 5G bands to make sure you are covered. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with Bluetooth 5.1, with it bringing massive improvements in terms of location finding and reliability as compared with Bluetooth 5.0. This means lower connection drops and greater battery life. And with all of us moving around with some kind of Bluetooth headset these days, this is going to be a great plus. Most smartphones, especially in this segment, look and feel the same way. It's almost like it's an unwritten rule, a norm of sorts. But at Poco, we've always existed to challenge norms, and we've always come out on top. Whether it's our best-in-class performance, or our innovative product features, or even our ad-free, clean and smooth UI, we've always made sure we're a cut above the rest. So this year, we've decided to step up our game on the design front as well. Last year, we piloted a revolutionary new design on the Poco M3. A design so bold and beautiful that it really stood out from the crowd. It was so original that people couldn't keep their eyes off of it even if they wanted to. And we can't even blame them. So keeping with our tradition of democratizing decision making and being ever evolving, we took that design that you all so loved and adored and fine-tuned it to perfection to come out with something so fresh, so radical, so original, and so you. And when we wanted to give this unique design a name, the team decided to name it after you guys, what you stand for and what you believe. Presenting OG Design.
Every day, everywhere, at the junction of culture and design, the future is arriving. One mad idea at a time. We've got ice in our veins and our eyes on the prize. A world where uniformity dies and originality thrives. For the ones who don't conform and want to move away from the herd, we've been listening and we want you to feel heard. Here's to our OG community, the ones changing the world. Give it up for the OG Design. For OGs, by the OGs.
Now, let's get to something that I know all of you are excited about, the cameras. We've always had good cameras on our Poco products. But last year, when we sat down with our fans, we realized that they did not want just good cameras, they wanted great cameras. So just like Anuj mentioned earlier, we set up our own camera lab here in India and spoke to Poco fans and photographers to fine-tune our camera software to cater to the specific needs of the Indian consumer. So now, let's find out how the Poco M4 Pro 5G is here to step up your camera game. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with a 50 megapixel primary camera. And this ensures that those beautiful photos and those viral videos that you love creating come out as gorgeous and vibrant as you are, with rich detail, vivid colors, and accurate focus. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes in 3 exciting colors. Power Black for those who love that sleek black look, a cool blue for the cool kids in town, and my favorite and everybody's favorite, the Poco Yellow. The primary lens comes with pixel binning technology, which noticeably improves light sensitivity in low light conditions by merging 4 neighboring pixels to work as one big pixel. Therefore, no matter the light conditions, you are always sorted when it comes to picture-perfect imagery. The camera is also smart enough to capture multiple exposures in a single shot, resulting in greater detail for both bright and dark areas with balanced shadows and highlights throughout. A good camera needs to focus fast in order to capture those moments which tend to blur past you if you are not paying enough attention. Whether it's your kid taking their first step or your doggo who's finally found his treat for the day and refuses to let go. Life is full of these small special moments, and how you capture them goes a long way in creating those special memories. With double the autofocus pixels compared to other cameras in this segment, the camera focuses faster and snaps faster, even in the darkest of scenarios, to give you crisp photographs for you to cherish. The Poco M4 Pro 5G also comes with an amazing 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera with a 118-degree field of view, expanding your field of view significantly to fit more of your loved ones into that beautiful frame and help you see almost as much as you can see with your own naked eyes. It also comes with a 16-megapixel front sensor, which ensures you are always looking your best during those really long Zoom calls or even your online classes. Of course, presentation always matters. Enough of me talking about the camera's capabilities. Let's see what MB and his team have gone out and done with the amazing camera on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. So the first thing MB told us was that he was bored with all the hustle and bustle of the city and everyone always showing urban locations. He wanted to do something unconventional. He said everyone goes to Kashmir in the summers, but Kashmir is mesmerizing in the winters and ideal for that solo trip he was secretly planning on the side. Capturing winter means a new appreciation for color, more atmosphere to notice, skies have more character, longer golden hours, and beautiful twilight shots. It's the only way to shoot snow without people trampling all over it. And most importantly, public areas clear out during the winter. So he packed his M4 Pro 5G, sanitizer, masks, and backpack, and off he went. And here, we'll run you through some of those gorgeous shots that he's taken during his trip. Let's have a look at this shot using the 50-megapixel primary lens on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Normally, a tree of this size would be overflowing with color and would have been so gorgeous that you wouldn't notice anything else. With no leaves on trees, new angles and perspectives open up. Notice the great dynamic range to bring out the various colors in this scene. The contrast and patterns created allow for endless compositions in both color and black and white if you choose. And thanks to this 50-megapixel primary lens, you capture all the tiny details within this picture with great clarity. Notice the branches, the stems, the patterns. Isn't it just stunning? MB also managed to find a subject soaking in the scenery in this nice bright yellow jacket that brings out so much character to the frame. Must be a Poco fan for sure. And MB decided to use him as a model during his trip. Let's have a look at this shot using Pro Mode on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Wow! This is such a breathtaking shot. Just take a second to sit back, relax, and soak in this picture. Isn't it soothing? A great advantage of shooting during this time of the year is that apart from seeing fresh snow, you also get to see fresh snow slowly melting into a stream. And Pro Mode allows us to make this scene exactly the way you imagine it. Watch the sun-kissed rocks and stones glimmer during golden hour, and allowing us to tweak the white balance a little to make it picture perfect. The shutter speed here has been tweaked to help us capture this beautiful long exposure shot of this gurgling stream without depending on an ND filter. Notice the trees standing out tall against the morning sky. If you look closer, you can even notice sun rays breaking through that gap between the branches, with the help of granulated ISO controls. I am so jealous right now. How I wish I was there on that trip. Up next is a stunner shot using night mode on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Twilight pictures are a personal favorite of mine, and add some night mode magic to it and you get something truly special. Overcast skies are beautiful for photography and have a lot more character, unlike the white city skies that we're used to seeing all the time. Let's compare a scenario to demonstrate. Here's a really great picture shot near the Dal Lake. The barren trees highlighted against the twilight sky, really moody. But when you take the same photo in night mode, then you get results like this. Every single branch of the tree is clearly defined, adding a lot of drama to this picture. Even the reflections they throw on the water are clear as day, allowing you to compose a more effective picture. The colorful shikaras on the lake almost jump out of the shadows, completing this beautiful picture. Frame-worthy, isn't it? We had to capture a picture that was Instagram-worthy. Something that will give all of y'all sitting at home a bit of FOMO, especially with all those travel restrictions in place. With Pro Color turned off, this is a pretty cool picture by itself, but we realized that balanced colors isn't probably mad enough for some of y'all. So we tweaked it a little to add some more jazz to it. And that's where Pro Color mode comes in. With Pro Color on, as if just by magic, the entire image turns into something which is definitely going to stop your friends while scrolling down their feed and take notice. The greens on the hills, the blues in the sky, and the yellow on that bomber jacket. Now that makes the photo truly a Poco, doesn't it? And last but not the least, we have a shot using the crowd favorite ultra-wide camera. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide lens allows us to get the full majestic beauty of this waterfall captured in one shot. The frozen stalactites, the rock formations, and the morning sun peeking out from behind. This is as dramatic as it gets. We have a lot more photos from MB's trip that y'all will soon see on our social feed in the coming days. And more importantly, we can't wait to see what stunning shots all you amazing photographers out there will create using the Poco M4 Pro 5G. I hope you guys are ready to step up your camera game with the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Now over to Mrigank, who's going to run you through some of the other cool features on the Poco M4 Pro 5G to truly help you step up your game.
Thank you, Raghav. That's an amazing camera. But I'm here to talk about the screen. Now, the Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with a 6.6 inches large display, but that's not what makes it special. What really makes it special is the DCI-P3 screen. Now, a lot of people actually wonder what the DCI-P3 wide color gamut essentially means, isn't it? Poco's lineage is proof that we have delivered on some excellent quality LCD displays, and this display kicks it up another notch. You won't see a display like this in this price segment. So what is DCI-P3? DCI-P3 basically allows your smartphone to display a wide range of colors, more than 25% of the sRGB, while expanding on the yellows and the reds. Now what that means is at the end of the day, when you are having a look at your display, it's just more vibrant, more realistic, and more colorful. And while that's awesome, the display on the device comes with Reality Flow 90Hz, ensuring all the content that you view on the screen remains super smooth. But it's not only that, it's also a really smart display. And what that means is that the display is smart enough to tweak the refresh rate on the screen based upon the content that you are watching. And all of these things make the display on the Poco M4 Pro 5G a joy to behold. And talking about joy, I have to talk to you about the 240Hz touch sample rate of the device. You see, most phones come with a touch sample rate of 90 to 120 Hz, which is fine in its own right. But with the 240Hz touch sample rate on the Poco M4 Pro 5G, the screen is actually searching for your touch response every 4.3 milliseconds. Think about it. If you're making a swipe, your device is now actually being able to register your swipes a lot more faster. And this is especially helpful when you're gaming. By registering touches every 4.2 milliseconds, which is twice as often, your movement is guaranteed to be processed a lot more accurately. To enhance your overall media experience, the device also comes with Widevine L1. It's perfect if all you want to do is Netflix and chill. And what's more, to tie up everything with a neat little bow, the device comes with dual stereo speakers. And that means a better soundstage for all the content that now plays on your screen. While on the topic of sound, we're not going to forget about the 3.5mm headphone jack, AVI. It provides a conventional outlet for you to enjoy your content on the move. And it is hi-res certified, which means crisp and clear audio as and when you want it. Ooh, and it also comes with an IR blaster. Real crowd favorite, this one, and probably underlines how some of the smallest features make the biggest differences. You love it, I love it, we all love it. Alright, now onto my favorite feature on the phone, the X-Shockers. The X-Shockers are premium haptic feedback motors which usually find themselves in phones in a much higher price segment. And because all this while we have been talking about experience, it's imperative for you as a customer to understand how much of a difference such a small thing can make in your overall experience with the phone. Your fingers are going to love it. The M4 Pro 5G comes with a side fingerprint sensor, which is a lot more faster, a lot more ergonomic, and now a lot more useful than any in-screen fingerprint sensor out there. We decided to step it up and give the side fingerprint sensor a lot more customizability. So whether you're screenshotting convos across WhatsApp groups or you need access to a flashlight in a pinch, we have you covered. You can actually choose from 9 different shortcuts, by the way, and that's just awesome. So that was media and experience on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Now let's talk about battery. Endurance has been a key feature of every Poco out there. We have always stepped it up when it comes to ensuring our users have access to the best batteries out there. The massive 5000 mAh battery on the Poco M4 Pro 5G ensures we have you covered when you need to run your phone for long periods of time. And because we all love deals that just keep getting sweeter, we decided to up the charging speeds this time. The Poco M4 Pro 5G comes with a 33-watt charger in the box, which can top up your phone in just 60 minutes. So with super fast charging and Poco's famous weekend battery, we ensure you have complete freedom over your device usage. Even with modern improvements, batteries tend to be fickle when it comes to longevity. But with Poco's signature MMT technology, we ensure that your batteries never have to face the test of time. So in a nutshell, MMT technology ensures more even charging and better battery health for the Poco M4 Pro 5G compared to most other smartphones. Now all that sounds really cool on paper, but let's have a look to understand how the Poco M4 Pro 5G compares against its predecessor. Now that's an endurance champion. 26 hours of video, 13 hours of gaming, and a lot more. The Poco M4 Pro 5G ensures your battery never gives up on you. Alright, so that was endurance for the Poco M4 Pro 5G. But I know what you guys are really waiting for. So to take you through the summary and the pricing, here's Anuj.
Thank you, MB. Now that is the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Step up your game. Let's start with summarizing the performance. You've got a Dimensity 810. Now this is a 6nm chipset. Quite interesting because we've used a Dimensity 6nm chipset on one of the Poco devices. Yes, the Poco F3 GT with the Dimensity 1200 had the same flagship process. But we're not stopping there. Along with this efficiency, you also get up to 8GB RAM for the first time on a Poco M series. And then on top of that, you get Turbo RAM, which can take it up to almost 11GB. And yes, this is, as you would have guessed, it is a 5G chipset. And you get dual 5G. That means both the SIMs here can support 5G. Going forward, we've also brought in a large battery, but a charging technology that was first introduced on the Poco X3 and has been limited to the X series, but now comes down to the M series for the first time. That is the 33-watt MMT. Now 33-watt MMT is not like your normal 33-watt, it's faster. And how it does this is by splitting the battery into two and charging them simultaneously, and hence middle tab. So the M4 Pro 5G goes from 0 to 100% in just 60 minutes. Now moving to the imaging aspect, you also have a 50 megapixel camera on the Poco M4 Pro 5G. Now this is going beyond the 48 megapixel that we used on the M series 3rd generation, which was the M3 and the M3 Pro 5G. And with this, you get amazing photograph. You've already seen what this camera is capable of doing, and we can't wait for you to get your hands on the M4 Pro 5G and show us what you can do. But not just an amazing primary camera, you also have an ultra-wide sensor that can capture up to 119 degrees field of view. Now, what you shoot is what you're going to view on the display. And on the display, we've taken it up to a 6.6-inch display compared to the 6.5 that we had on the M3 Pro 5G. But it's not just that. We've also improved it for the gamers. This one comes with a 240 Hz touch sampling rate. So it's faster to respond to every touch that you have when you step up your game. And what I'm really excited about is this display is absolutely amazing when it comes to color reproduction. Now this is a DCI P3 color gamut display, which means it shows you the colors more accurately than any Poco M series before this one. Probably better than any of the competitive phones before this one as well, in this camera is capable of doing. And we can't wait for you to get your hands on the M4 Pro 5G and show us what you can do. But not just an amazing primary camera, you also have an ultra-wide sensor that can capture up to 119 degrees field of view. Now, what you shoot is what you're going to view on the display. And on the display, we've taken it up to a 6.6-inch display compared to the 6.5 that we had on the M3 Pro 5G. But it's not just that. We've also improved it for the gamers. This one comes with a 240 Hz touch sampling rate. So it's faster to respond to every touch that you have when you step up your game. And what I'm really excited about is this display is absolutely amazing when it comes to color reproduction. Now this is a DCI P3 color gamut display, which means it shows you the colors more accurately than any Poco M series before this one. Probably better than any of the competitive phones before this one as well in this price class. But it's not just about the display as well. We've also stepped up the game when it comes to sound. Now this is a dual stereo setup, and you're going to love the stereo separation that comes in from both the speakers. We've not forgotten the basics. You still have a headphone jack. You still have the loved IR blaster that you can find on Poco devices. And we've even kept the FM radio for those of you who are listening to radio on the go. As you can see, compared to the M3 Pro 5G, the M4 Pro 5G really steps up the game. You've got a better display, you've got a bigger display, you've got better sound, you've got faster charging, you've got better cameras, and a whole lot more. But let's get to the pricing part of it. Now, before I get to the pricing of the M4 Pro 5G, we decided to take a look at what was available out there. Now, you've got phones with Dimensity 810. You've also got phones with Snapdragon 480, but they're all around the 20,000 rupee mark. And some cases, like some chipsets which are giving 5G, are almost 30 to 35% weaker than what you get on the M4 Pro 5G. So not only is the M4 Pro 5G stronger or a better product, higher on performance, but it also got a very interesting price. Now the Poco M4 Pro 5G comes in 3 variants and obviously 3 amazing colors. Now the 3 storage variants are 464, 6128 and 8128. Well, the 464 starts at an amazing price of 14,999 or 14,999 only. And the 6GB 128GB variant will be available at 16,999. The 8GB 128GB variant will be available at an amazing price of just 18,999. So the Poco M4 Pro 5G starts at 14,999. And that's not all the amazing news that we have for you today. Happy to share that MIUI 13 is coming soon to Poco devices. We're just a few weeks away from the M4 Pro 5G, the X3 Pro and the F3 GT getting a taste of MIUI 13 for Poco. It stays clean, just becomes a lot faster and a lot more efficient than ever before. So that's it from the Poco Metaverse. I think we are really ready to step it up in 2022. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you soon, real soon.
Guys. Anuj, MB, weren't we supposed to do an unboxing?
But where did the phone go?
Okay. Let's just go to the product video.
sugars, so many flavors. Yeah, we stack the paper. You and me, we reaching for the top. Yeah, baby, don't come stop us when we think outside the box. We don't need no one else, yeah, we can join the dots. And if they say we can't get in, well, we'll just pick the locks. Hey, let's get down. Let's get up. We can move this.